Why spend so much money on this thing? Why can you just send me a guitar that it has 100% everything working? And we're back at it again. This is Sector. Welcome back. Today we have a loaded episode. We have a guitar setup, a repair. We're gonna replace a knob. We're gonna do some fret care and fingerboard care, as well a deep dive on intonation, and my less than perfect experience buying this guitar from Guitar Center. So stay tuned. As you guys know, I like to do a deep clean once that I remove the old strings. So that's what we're doing right now. This is a product that I use. Everybody uses different things. This is what I found that works the best. I think it's automotive product, and it works very well for me. The tuning keys were a little loose on the top screws, so I use this little wrench to fix them. When you're doing repairs, usually you come across a bunch of different things that you weren't planning for, and this was one of them. It's not a big deal, but you're always gonna have to kind of like add or adjust to whatever guitar you're working on. This part I'm just finishing the cleaning of the guitar, and man, it looks nice. I love this color. That's why I bought this guitar. This product is called Flitz. It's like a paste that you put on a napkin or a shop towel like I'm doing right now. If you apply a little bit of pressure, it will polish your fret. This is completely different than what we did last time. Last time I used, on the previous episode, I used sandpaper and all that. This is for frets that are good. It just needs to be cleaned. As you can see, the fingerboard is super dirty, so you don't want to use this on a maple neck unless you tape it very well. You can use this on rosewood and ebony without taping it. As you saw before, it was super dirty, so we're gonna use alcohol to clean it up. And with this, just put a little bit of pressure. You don't have to do it that much, and you should be able to get everything out. If you don't get everything out of the binding, you can use a blade to scrape it, but you gotta be careful not to change the shape of the binding. And here's somewhat of the finished product after using alcohol to clean the mess we made with the Flitz. And for the fingerboard, we're gonna use mineral oil. As you can see, I bought it from a pharmacy. This is something that I learned from the ESP guys. It actually works out very well. If you guys can see here, it looks very nice. So you can use this on any fingerboard except for maple. And there you have it. Frets and fingerboard looking like $1,000,000. What do you think? Looks nice. I bought this one last year, and this is a little rant coming up, so be ready. I bought it from Guitar Center. I spent $4,000, and these people sent me a broken guitar. This is the knob that came with the guitar, and it was broken. Look at that. See if you can see it there. Can you see it there? Well, not a big deal, but I worked in a couple of guitar companies, and we knew the Guitar Center had the lowest quality control of all the companies, and they didn't disappoint. So I don't know if Guitar Center dropped the ball here or Gibson dropped the ball, but they did send me a broken guitar, which sucks, and I'm not happy about it. It's a little burn. I mean, it's just a knob, which I just replaced. It's in the video too, so it's not a big deal, but it's just a principle. Why spend so much money on this thing? Why can you just send me a guitar that it has 100% everything working? Anyways, enough of that. Going back to the repair, we're gonna change the knobs. I got this set from Amazon. It was $10. I'm gonna use a rag to create some separation from the body so I can get my fingers under it. And just be careful, because I've broken knobs like this in the past and it's not fun. So just be careful with it and you should be all right. Now we're gonna install the new one. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit, so I'm trying to close the wings with the pliers. But it was really tight and really snug. I tried using the mallet, as you can see it on the table, and I think that's how they broke it. So let's now use a mallet and then just push down on each side until it gets to the height that you need it. Now we're moving on to the setup. We're gonna use the Adarios 10 to 46. Those are the strings that I use for myself. I like them. They last a long time. And those are the ones that work for me. If you recommend a different type, let me know in the comments and I'll try them out. This is the way I restring to pneumatic bridges. At least I put all the strings through the tailpiece. I don't know if everybody does this, but this is what works for me as well. I'm tuning the guitar to pitch in this part, and I usually tune everything to E flat. It's easier on my fingers and also easier if I want to sing. I'm stretching the strings and then I tune it back up to where it needs to be. This is how I measure the truss rod. I press down on the first fret and the last fret of the guitar, and I use my index to measure how much the string is lifting in the middle of the neck, basically measuring the relief. Now we're adjusting string height. On the low E, I do 2.5 30 seconds or lower. In this case, I ended up doing 2. And on the high E side, I do 2 30 seconds or lower. In this case, I ended up doing 1.5. As you guys saw, the intonation wasn't right on that string, so I'm adjusting it. The string needs to sound the same at open string, press on the 12, and the harmonic. That's basically how you intonate a guitar. And for that adjustment, you just move the saddle either closer to the nut or farther back from the nut, and it should be able to give you the correct pitch. It's always a bit of a trial and error until you get the right spot for the strings. If you change from E to E flat like I play, or C sharp, or drop D, or anything like that, you have to reset up your guitar. Otherwise, it won't intonate right. The strings are not gonna be as low as they could be, and it's gonna be very uncomfortable to play it. So every time you change something, you gotta change the setup. And that's it, guys. This is what it looks like after we did our thing. And let me know in the comments if you're using any of these best practices or tips and tricks or the products that I'm using. I want to know what you guys are doing at home with this stuff. I'm going to leave you guys with a little demo on how this guitar works. So if you stick around, I'm going to be playing a little bit so you guys can see the sound. This is just a regular amp, like a tech amp, nothing crazy. So if you guys want something more in depth as far as demo, let me know. I'll be seeing you guys next week with another guitar tech adventure. See you guys.